10
We in
4.
there?
Yeah, we
Mic
in there
check,
now,
1
man.
2 1 3.
We definitely in there now, man. We should did the mic check, man. You know, our engineer be back there be fucked up. Big
On
shouts
some
out to
bullshit.
big shouts out to the engineer, man, for
We
being
back
fucked
on
up, man.
bullshit.
On that bullshit, getting fucked up, but yeah, man. Hey, welcome
That's what
everybody.
happened
Liquor
when
therapy
liquor
after
therapy come
dark.
in the building.
Yeah, we fuck everybody up and get them fucked up. So we're gonna start our theme music, man. Y'all know what it is, man.
You better get your hoe. Especially if you love her.
I'ma kill it. You better get your hoe. Come and get your hoe. You better get your hoe. Come and get your hoe. You better get your hoe. Come and get your hoe. You better get your hoe. Come and get your hoe. Woohoo! Step up in it, bit like I just sold me a brick. Nothing like them niggas in here tricking they rent. All that hating, whispering because they pockets got lint. See both my pockets in knots. That's why your girl wanna But ain't no disrespect, my nigga, I'm just keeping it thorough. See all this gold around my neck, they call Young Fresco a pharaoh. Just know this nigga far from Cupid, I ain't shot with no arrow. See, I'm a dog on these hoes, I just bone with no marrow. Yeah, she see me shining like lights and babies. Bitch, I'm a boss, it's on my babies. Fresco booming like crack in the 80s. Look at the picture, it's already painted. Yeah. Stay with me just for the night and she'll say I'm the greatest. Suggest that you get your little baby, my nigga, I know that you hate it, but nigga, we made it. You better get your hoe. Come and get your hoe. You better get your hoe. Come and get your hoe. You better get your hoe. Come and get your hoe. You better get your hoe. Come and get your hoe. You better get her. Moolah, yeah, I gets it. Big shout out to my jeweler. I blow it fast as I get it. Welcome home, Rick the ruler. My diamonds blinging, plus my dick is longer than that ruler. She see the print, that's why she wanna ride me like a scooter. Feeling myself, yeah, I'm feeling myself. A little conceited I might be. Your bitch wanna roll with a nigga, console with a nigga. She smell my cologne and she OD. Why I sell fresh? Middle finger to my ex. Never tripping off a hoe, I'm always looking for the next. I suggest you go on and get her, cause she looking at me. I fucking me that pussy, yeah, she throw it at me. Bet my whip gon' get her gushy before we hit the telly. Better get her, my nigga, cause I can tell she ready to roll. You better get your hoe. Come and get your hoe. You better get your hoe. Come and get your hoe. You better get your hoe. Come and get your hoe. You better get your hoe. Come and get your hoe. You better get her. Wanting me, needing me. I fucking me, she wanna G. You better come get her. You better come get her. You better get her. I'ma kill it.
Welcome back.
That's a welcome back quarter, like, you know what I'm saying? Man, that's a welcome
Liquor
back quarter
therapy.
type thing, man.
Liquor therapy on a Sunday night.
Man, y'all already know what it is, man. You know, it got crazy on me. You know, it get crazy sometimes, but with craziness come the greatness. Oh man,
Sure.
look at that, man. Y'all be killing me, man.
What happened?
Man, you know, Facebook, man, they be hating on me sometimes, man. They kick me off live, don't want me on there, man. I'm talking about after it was, man, come on, Facebook, stop
Facebook
it.
be on some bullshit with you.
Yeah, man, they be hating on me, man.
I'm glad when I get
sometimes,
hyped heavy like that, where they start kicking me off, but I ain't got no motherfucking friends.
I hope I'm
anyways.
still rolling over there.
But yeah, you know I'm rolling. I got you.
Yeah,
I
I mean, yeah, you got it going on, Jack.
You got the
You know what I'm
YouTube.
saying?
Yeah, man, you know. The video will
Motherfuckers
be
wanna
the video,
interact,
so
they
you
know how to
I'm
contact.
talking about, man, it's crazy.
515-599-1687.
Get
Call
it.
in. Fuck with us.
So what's
Today's
the word
topic.
today, man?
Yeah, you came up with some bullshit.
Uh-oh.
that topic there is some bullshit. I mean, but I mean, like,
You don't
Just-
like it? You don't want me to introduce? what me and
introduce
my-
that motherfucker.
Okay,
Let's talk
well,
about
me-
it. I'm just because I'm gonna come from
Like
my
I said,
point of view
Sunday
on that
night in the
shit.
building here.
And the
What you
mic.
think? Also with liquor therapy, and we was talking about one of the things we was talking about on our show was why young black men don't get married early, and I say that in a sense because me and my co-host was debating about it. I say that first with the sense of I'm thinking about strengthening
Shit, my bad.
strengthening black
Thank you, bro.
communities and how
Thank
do
you
we
for coming.
strengthen
Thank you.
us and how do we
I wonder why
strengthen
you was like,
us economically. So when I mention us getting married early, and I do believe that I wish we did get married earlier
so you said
because I believe it will create a family atmosphere, which will in turn strengthen the black community, which
So
in
it
turn
takes-
does
so-
other things
so you gotta get
that
married.
benefit the black community.
You gotta get married. We got to
That's my opinion.
get married.
It's not the thing that gets me is not to get married, but he's saying you should get married in your 20s. I said that's a horrible idea.
You ain't even experienced life, so why would you want to get married?
But
that
remember
early?
my purpose for saying it. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about how do we start building those strong black families, which will in turn
You don't get
create
married. You don't get married that young.
create the.
You don't get married that young. You gonna get
That's what
cheated
I
on.
said.
I'm
That's gonna
saying
turn the
get
family
married
up, 'cause
when you're
again,
ready.
they
I always
ain't-
think you should get
they
married
ain't
when you're ready.
experienced
But you
Nothing
saying
or nothing.
20? You
said
saying
in
two
the
different
20s.
things.
I mean, it could be you could be ready as early as 2021.
You could
Fuck, you
be.
could
As-
be married. You could be ready to get married at
You know?
at like soon as you're ready to pop puberty, like you can be ready to get married. Like it's a lot that comes with marriage,
That's
man.
what I said.
You ain't experienced shit yet.
I remember what
That's what
I
to- that-
remember
that-
what
again-
my purpose of saying it though was it was
to build
about,
family.
But,
Yeah,
That's gonna turn
strengthen-
family up
strengthen
though.
black
Again,
communities.
that no, not that young. You ain't experienced shit
What
yet.
up, Phil?
So why the fuck would you want to get married that young? You ain't experienced nothing yet. Now you
think
wondering what you missed out in life. You ain't seen
No,
shit in
no,
life.
no,
you ain't
no,
tried the fruits
no.
of life.
No,
now
that
you
doesn't
forced
necessarily
it.
mean, in my opinion, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're saying that as if you can't have a good life or start experiencing life with your partner at an early age.
You
That ain't the
can,
only, yes,
but
yes,
the
you
What we
way
can.
it
finna
is-
introduce?
happening
What we
is
finna
slim.
introduce? What you go fuck and I go fuck?
As a result from being together for too early, too long.
You're gonna cheat, man. You're gonna cheat,
You know
man.
what I said, bro,
You gonna
wait
cheat,
until
man.
you get in your 30s.
You gonna cheat, man. I'm
And-
telling you,
and-
gonna cheat,
and-
man.
and-
She gonna
and-
cheat.
And nothing
Now you
all-
ready to kill her because she cheated on you.
Man,
You feel that you spent all your teenage life
I don't-
Hey, crazy, man.
you ain't-
What's up,
you
y'all?
don't-
I'm
y'all
back.
don't know shit yet.
It got crazy, man. Facebook is really.
Ain't that one of y'all know what y'all ain't that one of y'all experience life or know what y'all full fucking potential could be.
that early.
That fucking early.
That's what I said.
What you think over there, my man?
I mean, you know.
Anything is
Do you
possible.
remember my purpose though? What I'm trying to
Say it
do.
one more time. Hit it for one time, Jay.
One more time. The reason why I believe in us getting married early is because it increased the chances of us building strong black families, which will in turn help us grow as a black community. You know, it's a trickle down effect. The things is it will create for us
Okay. Economically.
economically and yes,
And,
Okay.
empowerment of the black.
Absolutely.
Black
So
household.
listen to
Absolutely.
this. Listen to
Absolutely.
this. Rose said he got married in his 20s. 22 years later, they still together. She was 24. He was 28. Say got married after 3 years. Okay, now we saying yes, that is possible. But how many people? How many other people that you know did the same thing you did?
Well, you know what?
I'm saying
Why
chances
we don't
are
see
low.
that? Why we don't believe
I'm
that?
gonna be honest with you. That's all I ever known of until the modern day. Like my grandparents got married at 19 and 15, and my other grandparents got married at 17 and 20.
And what did that create
And-
back then? You know what I'm saying? That created those strong families and stuff like that.
It created strong
So-
family
so we
bonds
said-
and ties. And then you got to think like.
So we said
they
grandpa ain't
celebrated
got
60
kids outside of
But listen, hold on now. We ain't saying no man's perfect because
Right,
no man's
right,
perfect.
right.
But we saying to create the strong family bond and financial economics. Think about it, man. Granddad and them had that bag. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's because the kids worked on the farm. So the more kids they had, the more they used to increase
Strengthen
and
the
grow
family.
the financial gain
Absolutely.
of the family. So you
Absolutely.
know, kids was had to breed to help work the hustle.
But times were different.
Times were a lot different. You know,
And
we didn't have social media. We
and-
didn't have so much bullshit to
Uh-huh.
tap into. You know,
Uh-huh.
motherfuckers was working, motherfuckers was grinding.
So can I
If you
ask
went
you
to
a
school, you
question?
went to school. If you worked the fields, you worked the fields.
Grandparents, were they educated? Did they finish high school?
Some of them didn't, but guess what
I'm
though?
saying yours.
They didn't. But my grandfather, when he left over $500,000 cash, and he left over $3 million of equity.
No, what I'm saying. So
And he didn't finish high school. He didn't even finish grade school.
Right. So then
I
they
know what you're
definitely
suggesting.
needed to be together.
Right.
Huh?
He definitely needed to be with.
Well, why?
grandma.
Why? Because you gotta think they didn't have the demands. Everything was simple. Like when he went into the grocery store to buy something, guess what would happen? The white man, grandpa opened his hand with the change, and the white man would only take exactly what he was supposed to take from granddaddy. He'd take 50 cents for the groceries. So if granddaddy didn't have the education or didn't know what he was doing, people didn't cheat people. People looked out for people back then.
Right.
Absolutely.
You know, we were-
Absolutely. and we
we-
were stronger
we-
back then as
We were
well.
a
And what it
culture
led
that
to.
people
Absolutely.
wanted to look out for each other because it was black love across the bases. See, now we've got into this separation thing, but you gotta think, man. You know, it was a proud thing to be black. You like when we went to Mississippi for the summertime. You know how it was. It was like, man, they would be so happy and intrigued to see us. Y'all from St. Louis?
Yeah.
Y'all from the big cities?
From the
So
big
are you
cities.
We're talking about hard-working people, and
Okay.
opposed to people now that everything is a hustle.
Well, everything's a hustle and everything's easier.
And it's so it's so
You know,
much
we don't have
easier. Yes.
because we don't have all the outside jobs in the sunlight. But you gotta think, when we had all them outside jobs and all them hard labor jobs, we had less cancer, we had less diabetes, we had less high blood pressure, we had less diseases, and general pharmaceuticals were the number one companies in the world. Now that we have all these pussified, excuse my language, but pussified jobs, we have more sickness in America than any other continent. or
Gig
country in the
jobs.
world.
They call them gig jobs.
Yeah, you know, we have more sickness than any other country in the world. We're dying faster, and we're on more
So
pharmaceuticals
where
than
did
anybody.
it go wrong where they stopped getting married that early?
Well, it went wrong when times got to music. I'm gonna say music and movies
Man,
crippled the black household.
Man,
Music,
Because
movies?
I'm gonna say music and movies because and the reason I say that is because it's sad to say, but black people believe what they see instead of what they know. They can go off
Absolutely.
what they see and don't even know the whole basis of something, but they can see
absolutely.
something
I've
and they
heard
believe
somebody
it.
say
Yeah.
You know what I'm
gangster
saying?
rap.
You
Gangster
know,
rap.
you gotta think. They changed the dynamics. Like you said, they changed the dynamics to where gangster rap used to be underground and conscious rap was popular
Yeah.
on top of ground.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, you gotta think about, you know, men were honored to go to the military back in the day when you were black. You know, the first thing you wanted to do when you got out of high school is go to the military and be somebody and have a family, get kids. And they made that sucker shit. And they made pimping real. So then every black man wanted to be a pimp. Then they said, oh, we could program these some bitches by TV and movies. So they brought you Goldie, the Mac, Dolomite, all that shit. So then they took it from there. And then what did they do? They said, well, we're gonna make them drug dealers. So when Nino Brown, first they brought a Scarface. We could accept Scarface, but he was a different breed. You know, he was a Cuban. You know what I'm saying? So we bought into Scarface, but you know when we really bought into selling drugs, when we seen Nino motherfucking Brown, when we seen a motherfucker that looked just like us, that was a multimillionaire and running the goddamn quarter. I want to be Nino. They programmed us to be what they wanted us to be because guess what? It helped on all levels. It helped increase the police force, which got more government dollars. It helped build more penitentiaries. Then increase finances and then cheaper labor. In the penitentiary, get cheaper labor. So you look at it, all industries was uplifted by the raise of drug dealers. Then, goddamn me, after the drug dealers, what did they raise up after that? The rap culture. In turn to gangster rap. to
Gangster
popular
rap.
So
Gangster
they
rap.
didn't want
To
no more
assist
rap.
gangster rap
They didn't want no
hurt
more rap waking you and me up.
Hey, and
Tell
half
us
the
anything.
half the niggas ain't even gangsters.
You went
Half
through
the
your
niggas
life.
ain't even
Well, these are the
gangsters.
cycles that I watched happen
Yeah,
in my life.
I think the masses.
Because you
I
gotta
ain't gonna
think-
say
Because
everybody.
you watched
did
it,
that.
didn't mean you had to be
But
there.
think about it like this. Before there were gangster rap, did you rock a motherfucking African medallion around your neck? I did.
I did.
The majority, because
because
the flavor, damn right. Because guess what? Because what the message is what they were saying. But then as soon as drug dealers became popular, we put on a gold dookie rope.
It was all about the gold
we
chain.
put
That
on
was Run DMC.
we put on the 3
That was Run
rings.
DMC.
But I'm just saying we put on the 3 rings.
And it's crazy because Run DMC wasn't really not at all gangster rap.
But you know what? They
But they did
gangsta,
rock gold chains.
That was
they
in hood.
dressed.
Did you
gangsta
watch
in the
Crush
hood.
Groove?
That was hood.
They was
Yeah,
Crush
right.
Groove,
Yeah.
nigga. I'm
That was
telling you,
that was
boy,
gangster
Russell
for-
was
hey,
a
but listen,
gangster.
You gotta
Yeah,
think
that was-
that
Hey.
was gangster for back then.
Yeah.
See, it's not shit now to us now because these motherfuckers do some true gangster shit. Like they come in and kill everybody, kids, dog, rape the lizard.
Yeah.
Like they come in and do a whole bunch of shit now.
Yeah.
So what was gangster then is looked at and we laugh at now.
So
You know what I'm saying? Because the fact of it, that's just like times and changed. Where men went out and worked hard and got into the fields and worked manual, hard labor jobs. We were laborers. Now
So-
you got
so it
computer
sound like-
millionaires and you got Bitcoin millionaires and you got
Motherfucker-
Amazon millionaires.
Motherfuckers that sit on social media be millionaires.
You see what I'm saying?
I'm telling you,
if we do this right, content creators.
content
Yeah.
So you gotta
Content
think we do a lot of pussy ass jobs, and I hate to say this, but that's why some of
You
these
wanna call-
men, that's why some of these men are becoming such pussy. You know what I'm saying? Because they start to do a lot of shit that females do.
Yes, a lot of
Excuse me, guys.
yeah, it's a lot
But
of beta
they're starting to do,
motherfuckers.
they're starting to do
Well,
a lot
they-
of
they
shit that
less than
females do,
betas.
and then they're wondering why we having the results that we have. Out these
it's so many
men and
things
these
behind
men.
it. What you're saying there when you say that, because you're suggesting that because they're not doing a job that's laborish, I guess they shouldn't be doing it, or
No, that's not what I'm saying. I said because we do so
'Cause-
many things that are female nature-ish. You know what I'm saying? They came from female. Like, sitting up being a content creator, man, ain't sitting up being nothing but a gossiper. Men didn't gossip back in the day, man. Men was hard, man. They get shot in the ass 5
mind
times.
our
5
motherfucking
bullets.
business.
He'll
It's
pull
fine
5
out.
bullets out of his
Okay,
own ass, man.
okay.
He'll go right back to work.
The conversations that we
I'm
having
cool.
right now
Okay.
is what we have in the
So-
barbershop.
I got
What we
shot
used to
ass,
call
so what?
barbershop
Nigga.
talk.
Yeah.
Like what the conversation
That's
we
how
having,
it
what we
started.
do. This is
that's
that
how
right.
it started.
That's
This
how it
right. This
started.
that
Absolutely.
right.
But,
So
but that's how it
hey,
has
so
to be. Iron sharpen iron, men
Yeah.
sharpen
Yeah.
men. See
we didn't gospel about shit.
What we get to doing now is gossiping. It's gossip, man.
That's why
We don't get back
I
to
try-
what
I-
it is. No,
yeah.
ma'am, man.
Yeah, I
Put
try
a
to
woman
stay
in
away
a,
from that
excuse
gossip
my
shit.
language.
I don't
women,
give a fuck
but
about
put
what's
a woman
going
in
on
a
out there.
place
No, man.
and uplift
what
the
we
man
do.
and uplift the man to be a man. See, men stop wanting to be men. Still, men. What's the word I'm looking for? Men are in their what is that shit called? I just see it on internet, but have me die laughing.
Okay.
Men in they what is it called? It's a name for it though.
Metrosexual.
No. What word it was?
What they used to call
No,
Prince.
when the man is in his what you call stage, his softer stage, no, not softer stage. When he want to be pacified and treated like real good by women, like he want to be
What
what's
the
the word
fuck
I'm
kind of
looking
gay shit
for?
is that?
damn.
No, you
This
know
man
what it is.
is
It's a whole saying, bro. We talk about
So it sounds
laughing
like
with
it sounds like to the question I asked about us
pussy-
getting
pussy
married
boy.
early. It definitely sounds
Sound like
like
a pussy boy.
you understand maybe the importance in getting married early, or maybe not understand the benefits that it could create.
I definitely understand the benefits, and if you're gonna play the game the way the game was designed, not is, but was designed, I definitely would have got married earlier in life.
Back then, if it was back then when grandpa was doing,
Well,
like
if she
I
would've
would
had-
have been back then.
If she would have had the
I
same
don't think the
respect now,
woman now.
because the women are so far fetched from
So
Yes,
reality.
No,
yes.
so what stopped you from doing it then?
What's
In
stopping?
your 20s.
Because our women weren't the women
Shit, I was
that I
in the
idolized.
penitentiary, nigga.
The women weren't the women I idolized anymore. Like they were my grandma and my auntie, man. Big shout outs, man, to my
Hey,
grandma.
them
rest in peace,
women there.
and big shout out to my aunties,
That,
man.
them
I know
the
y'all
women you
watching.
wanted. Them
But
was solid,
I've
strong
seen
women.
Some strong women
Stood
in
by
my
their
life,
man's
so
side no matter what he
no
did.
matter what he did. If he when I had outside kid, you know, she put her
She
head
loved
down,
all
like-
them kids. She
and
loved all them
she
kids.
pray to God. and love all
You
of
want a
them.
grandma.
You say
You want a motherfucking grandma.
I mean, but grandma stood.
I want a
the test of
great
time, though.
grandma.
Grandma was tested.
Grandma
and
was in
proven.
a town where it wasn't
Back
many
then.
women.
No,
Back
bro,
then, I'm
it-
talking
it-
about-
so.
I
So
want
there
one
was
back from
reasons
back
why
in
they
them
stuck
days.
around now
Let-
because
Let me
Cause-
fight.
It's 8 of us.
yeah,
You gonna
it's
crack one of us.
yeah.
Or 2 of
He
us.
gonna crack
Yeah,
some of us.
Yeah,
so-
yeah.
So you,
somewhere your grandma
it sounds
didn't
like
crack.
you patting them on their back for dealing with infidelity back then. I know that
You
makes.
know what?
I know they were stronger.
I hate to say
I when I say
I hate to
stronger,
say it,
think
bro,
stronger.
but
I mean in like carrying
I-
the weight and
bro,
stuff
I'm-
like
I'm
that.
clapping on their
Not
back for
accepting it.
understanding infidelity because where men come from, bro, biblically. Let's go biblically. A man was never designed to even be with one woman at all. No way. He was designed to have whatever he wanted. You know what I'm saying? So
They
you got
say
you
a
got
freak wrote the.
He wrote.
You know, that a freak wrote the Bible. Yeah, King James, a motherfucker. You know, he was. But guess what though? King James, you ride for it when it's in your favor.
Yeah.
You don't
That'd
ride
be
for
the whole
it.
thing when it's in your favor. Everybody ride for it. But then next thing you know, oh, he was a punk. He was this, that, that. Yeah, he was all kind of shit. But now, you know, yeah. Hey, hey. It works for me in my favor all the time.
What's it called? The soft era? Like, the man is in the soft era.
Look, you can't. You still thinking about it?
I got
you
to
gotta
come up
get
with
it. You gonna
something.
figure it out.
Yeah, it's some weird stuff. But anyway,
I didn't know they have a.
Man, they have a whole saying, man. You know, sometimes you just scroll and just learn things you didn't know. And when it said man was in his soft feminine era, it was something like that. Yeah. But basically, it's about he wanted to be in his soft energy. He wanted to be pacified. He wanted to be treated good. He wanted to be took out to dinner. He wanted to be, he wanted to be spoiled, basically. And when I was looking at it, I said, God damn.
Well, we've been calling them bitch ass niggas though, right? Because the ones that sit around.
But see now,
it sound like them.
But like snitching used to be bad. Now snitching is the thing to do.
Is it?
Man, nigga, what? Man, I mean, who killed the snitch? Who killed the snitch lately? 6ix9ine, goddamn it, he got a record deal for snitching.
Yeah, you ain't lying.
So what I'm trying to say is, bro, things that used to be outlawed isn't not outlawed anymore. Cause when you used to have pussy ass men, he had to stay away from the pack.
6ix9ine, what is 6ix9ine?
Tekashi. 6ix9ine,
Okay.
The little white
6ix9ine told on the motherfuckers that
told on motherfuckers.
Yeah. Or something like that.
He got a record.
He told on everybody.
So,
he told on the whole organization.
I don't even know how I feel
when
about
I say
that.
this motherfucker sat there with a suit on and told on the whole organization.
It's snitching right now? Yeah. Right about 89%.
It is kind of hot. Up there. It is kind of
hot. And then you see them next day right by you, come in your store, come in your place of business. You're like, hey man, how you out? And you be like, oh man. And you just be like,
But good to see you out, but
yeah, what you buying?
They getting checks for that stuff.
Yeah, and they protect you. Protect you, man, government checks.
Man, these niggas crazy.
Because they actually a government official. Touching them is like
I'm glad Donald. Just know y'all snitches. Donald Trump cutting a lot of the motherfucking things now. The government already being cut, so you niggas might not be safe no more. So
that's what
you niggas might.
You may go back to the old ways.
Hey, it might not be safe no more. Dosey cut a lot of programs now. Yeah, I mean, a lot of unnecessary spending.
You know, I heard mamas in a beauty shop and to my. It'd be like, what your son do? Oh, you know, he's a snitch for the FBI.
Wait a minute.
It might not be good no more to be saying that now. Cause
it can't be that common.
Man,
all I'm saying is,
hey, man, listen, man. Hey, that's right.
I'm glad I'm avoiding them lanes.
Yeah,
me neither.
But the point of the story, I was watching a case that's real popular in St. Louis, the TT case. I don't know if you know what that is or know who that is. The TT murder case is all on YouTube. It was like big business about a couple weeks ago. Well, he was basically a killer here in St. Louis, young killer. And it was so crazy because all the people that was with him, everybody turned on him, man, and started snitching on him, man. And like it's all documented on YouTube. Like, I seen the link so you can watch. It's like 12 days of the cases. And it's like all his proceedings, all the people he had killed and people. And it was just so crazy that all the people that loved him would sit on the stand, pointing them out. You know what I'm saying? Right there in front of him. And they was like, oh, he was sitting there just kind of like with no emotion. And I said, when you listen to all the good he did for the people, though, like took care of their grandmas and bought people cars and put roofs on houses, put kids in school, you listen to all the great shit he did, why would y'all want to snitch on this man and send this man in jail for life? And you got caught doing something totally different than what he was doing. But this wasn't even his work you had. You had somebody else work.
It sounds like...
And it just showed how many people told on this man. How many people set up and ruined his kid's life, because he got kids too, and ruined his family's life because he took care of a lot of his family members. So when you look at it, bro, you have to look at it for what the constitution of things are now. That the things that once was loyalty, honor, you know, the code of being a man and living in your manhood, living in your truth, things have changed so much because people are so confused. Because we use so many social media tactics to do what? To confuse people, bro, and to fuck these people around mentally. And we can't continue to turn a blind eye and not hold these men or women accountable for the actions they're doing against other men. Because you gotta think, they're just like when we hear about a grown man funneling a boy, man, we should be turning their motherfucking ass up, bro.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Kids, period. But
Right.
especially a young boy, because that boy one day shall be a man, and that man shall one day be a leader of the community, and one day maybe running our Social Security, maybe running our pensions. That's why you have to look at the things and the deficits that the country is big, because we're not looking at it the right way to understand that these young boys and these young girls are the future leaders of America.
For sure.
And if we look at it like that, they need to be the most protected demographic of all mankind on earth.
Yes.
Because you have to think, who's gonna take care of me when I'm older? Because I plan to live for a long time. So I need to know who's gonna be running the goddamn country, who's gonna be running the motherfucking pensions, who's gonna be
I
running
ain't
the
lying, 'cause
security.
I don't want no
I
motherfuckers.
need to know.
We already got our
that-
plan.
Hey, I need to know
We got
that
our plans.
I'm safe with you.
Yeah,
And
we
you-
got
and
our plan.
So I need to keep you safe right
Oh,
now.
it
So
sounds like you worried about whether or
we
not we
wanna
can
make
have
sure.
a dictatorship or not. Like,
well,
it's-
you know, you
the
definitely have to look at all. You have to look at all
government-
those things. You have to
The
look at all those
government
things.
is on a path to change.
Yes.
The way we're being governed is on a path to change unless something happens.
I mean, well, you know, you look at other countries. I mean, I don't know if you take time out to do as I do, and I scour the internet about information all around the world. But when you look at other countries, man, one thing I idolize about a lot of people in Africa, a lot of different countries and places in Africa, they'll whoop a government ass, man.
Yeah.
They ain't gonna play no motherfucking
They-
ass,
if
bro.
government ain't,
If
they,
the government
they,
on some bullshit,
they
the
come.
the
The
gorillas
gorillas coming.
ain't bullshit.
Yeah.
They come.
They own separate government.
They on
If
that.
we get on some shit like
That's
that,
why
man.
that's why I'm
If
leaving.
we get on some shit like that here in America,
Don't want bloodshed.
because we scary.
Yeah.
That's
we
what they
scared, man.
embedded. That's
Hold
what they
up, hold
embedded in
up, hold
us.
up. I'm gonna have to disagree with you on that a little bit, and I'm a reference to the motherfuckers that stormed the Capitol. You know what I'm saying? Once that class of white folks get pissed, they do shit. Now you're talking about black people
And we won't
organizing
do it. And that's
storming
sad.
there.
And that's sad.
That's
We
a,
won't
that's
do
a
a
different
motherfucking
story.
thing.
Different.
We're gonna
you know what
turn.
I'm saying?
We'll tear up
But
and
I
burn up
do
our own
believe-
shit.
I
We
do
will
believe.
fuck our own shit up.
Becoming more woke and paying attention to what we should be in and what we should.
I believe
be
that.
in.
I believe that.
You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? Those other folks are very upset. And they protesting and all that. You
They
know
are.
what I'm saying? They want us to get involved, but they'll shoot at us.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So we got to
Pick and choose our battles. In other words, what you
and
say.
pay attention to what's going on and gather information and
No,
Unite.
I think we need to storm the motherfucking. We
No,
need to be like them white folks.
No, no,
man.
no, 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 no.
Thank
no,
you.
no,
That's
no,
why I'm
no, no.
saying. That's why I'm
Yeah.
saying.
How do you build strength on the field? On the battlefield, you build strength.
shit.
We gotta keep.
How's some of the best?
How
some
long
of
we
the
gotta
best
keep planning and
football-
strategizing for?
before we take action?
How do you get loyal soldiers?
Where is the
Action.
plan and the strategy?
You're gonna need loyal soldiers, right?
Shit, once they see that a motherfucker lead, that it's a motherfucker truly willing to die for this shit and lead, what the fuck you gonna do? Like, fuck that. I believe in the same thing. Let's ride.
And
If
then
he
what
did it,
after that?
again, we gonna fall off because we get scared.
No,
Everybody, again, like you
that's
just
not the
said,
answer.
like you just said, like again,
That's not the
it
answer.
ain't
I
work.
think it's
It
not
ain't work. If we kept,
Then you gotta
if
have
we
something
all
in place,
keep
right?
riding behind each other,
Don't you have to have something in place for after you do that? Because the Constitution tells you if you don't like the government.
shit. So all these years we ain't got a plan in place. So when we take over, we ain't got a plan. Ain't nobody got a plan in place already.
We don't know.
We don't know, right?
plan in place. I'm sorry for what? For us, black people.
For after we do the overthrow.
Oh, there's
You see what I'm saying?
First, you need money.
first you need organization.
You gotta have money to go to war.
Yeah.
First we gotta
You
organize.
need money.
But again,
Ain't no
It's a
chance
we'll
in
sit here
hell in that.
again.
Well, I mean,
It hey, think about all the shows that goes on, all the podcasts, all the black men. We have black powerful men. You know what I'm saying? That's in place that have these same conversations. But again, we never act on it. We never act on. We never act on. We never communicate.
I guess
We
it's
never
how you
get
trying to
together.
spread the
We
message.
we
I
don't
guess
we
you
don't
can
get
spread the
together.
message differently.
So you
This
have to
is-
create a team. In order to
But
make
again,
it,
though,
you have
as
to
black
have-
men, but
you
as
got
black
a whole bunch of different
again,
things.
but
You
as
gotta
black
have
men,
a mega
we
team.
scared. Some of us black men be scared to let one person like, okay, I'm you run it. Like we hear you that power and voice.
So
But some
you
black guys,
vote on
everybody want to
positions.
be exactly.
You vote on positions.
But some people don't want to be in certain
so you
positions.
ain't fucking with them. You fucking with the people that's.
But you
what
need
talking
them though.
about.
Again, we
No,
need them
you
though.
don't
As
need
you
them.
have to
That's a
unify.
disease.
Everybody has to unify. A body needs a body. So you think
So put together the most healthy body you can.
Yep.
Don't put nobody in there you don't need. Put everybody in there you need. You don't need them because they're going to be a weak link anyway.
No, you think some weak links because some weak links is just like the chessboard. They capture these.
They pawns. They pawns. They capture.
You're gonna need some pawns, bro.
Yeah, your pawns can get big. I ain't trying to sacrifice nobody.
You don't want to sacrifice nobody, but you know when war comes, sacrifice.
I know, but I ain't going to
But
sacrifice.
but that's why you don't want war. I understand. That's why you don't want to.
I believe if we can organize, if you
it's
can,
it's a peaceful. You trying to find a
peaceful. If you can
peaceful.
get the people together to do what you want to do as far as
you have
being
to organize, bro.
violent, you can get them same people to line up to vote and change things the same way. Therefore, ain't nobody getting
you know,
killed and none of that.
Brother.
Do we see how the vote go?
I love you, my brother.
Do we see how the vote go?
God know I
do
love
we
you,
see
my
how
brother.
do we see how the voting
But,
come on, man? So
I'm more local.
man, I'm talking about every motherfucker,
'Cause we
every
gotta
black motherfucker in America can vote one motherfucker for one motherfucker. Guess
But
what?
we only voting one time for one thing. That's not what I'm talking about when I say vote. I mean more local vote where you got to create the strength from the inside, and you got to start from the bottom. Like you said, you need the body.
Yeah.
So you got to start with all your locals.
Your foundation.
All your locals got to become you. So then they move up to become senators, congressmen, and they move up black. But we got to start right here. We don't vote.
Have
Like
y'all ever been in Congress and all that? Like I'm just saying, have y'all ever been
in it?
Yeah, have y'all congressmen, mayors, and all that shit? That's a different ball game. Like that's a whole different ball game. Like the temptation in there, the temptation to sway. Again, we know the government system is corrupt. It's all corrupt. Like we keep saying that. Okay, we got to get in there. We got to get in there. But soon as you put, like, we know we have elected. We have it. And see how long you last in Congress. Let's see how long. Let's see how long you last there. Let's see how long you last.
All the way up, and then when you get up there, the people walk away from you.
Or they go to jail and get indicted because they did so much corrupt shit when they got in office.
Yeah. See what I'm saying?
Their corrupt shit is being
that's all I'm saying.
They
like,
all doing
you see what I'm saying?
I know.
Again, so again, you got to play ball. You have to play ball. It's a ball game, man.
So it's never going to change.
Yep. Sounds like that's where we will end up back there.
Until we really, again, it takes all of us. We can't just say one healthy body. It takes a whole bunch of healthy bodies.
Excuse me. Check this out, bro. What's insanity?
Doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result.
Yeah.
How long we been voting, man?
Man, shit. Since they gave it to us.
How long we been voting?
Since they gave it to us.
The main just president.
How long have we been voting? Period.
How long?
I feel
Since they gave it to us.
How long?
No, but that's the point. We've been voting so goddamn long. What has changed? We have the same amount of
They keep saying that. Ain't shit changing. They gave us Obama.
Back in the day. In Black Wall Street.
They gave us Obama.
Our economic standpoint in the black community still has not changed to this day, bro. Something we're doing wrong and we're expecting different results, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen as long as we keep being pussies.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean by that, bro. I agree with you. I don't think the percentage of us voting, and I'm not a big, and don't get it, like I said, because I'm really am with you. I'm just using this. I'm just playing devil's advocate, really.
No,
Do
that's
you
fine.
vote?
That's fine.
You know what I'm saying?
Do you vote?
Yes.
Because
Do you vote?
I got an A actually in voting.
Do you vote?
Yes.
I vote. Okay.
I got an A in voting.
All right.
That was my average is.
Yes.
All right.
I mean, I may have missed more than 5 years. Like, I vote because I believe in doing my part. I believe in doing
For
my
your
part.
ancestors, what they done.
For what they fought for.
That's why I do it.
That's
for
why I
sure.
vote. It's not vote because of always my personal perception.
Yeah.
It's vote because
What they went
sacrifice.
through to do it.
They sacrifice so much.
Yeah.
to get us the power
Yeah.
They didn't sacrifice for
They
us
had
to
to pay to
give
vote.
in
They had
to
to pay to
bullshit, though.
No, definitely. I'm
Their
just saying they
sacrifice wasn't for us to give in to bullshit.
No,
And a lot of
no,
times
no,
when
no,
we're
no.
voting, we're giving in to bullshit.
Well, no. 'cause
Sometimes
I'll
we need
vote
to take
Maverick
our
in a
vote
minute.
and sit it on the table, for real.
Nah, I mean, I vote Maverick, bro. Like, you don't know what the fuck I'm gonna vote till I get there, cause I don't know what I'm gonna vote till I get there. I'm gonna do my research and I'm gonna wait till the day of and make my decision, because at the end of the day, bro, when you listen to the policies of half of these motherfuckers, I'm gonna say over half, 90% of these politicians say when they get in office, none of them really do none of the shit they talk about.
No.
3%, maybe they said 3 to 7% of the politicians
They
get
try.
in office.
They do try.
They do.
I give them that, bro.
I
I think they
don't
try.
They
I
gotta
think
clean up
I'm not gonna give them they try, bro.
Yeah,
Because at the end of the day,
I give them that.
At the end of the day, I'm not giving nobody shit until I see proof is in the pudding. You know, right now they persecuting motherfucking Donald Trump for doing the exact same thing Bill Clinton did. Only thing difference is they like the Bill Clinton, and they don't like Donald Trump.
What
So they making Donald Trump cutting federal programs. If you look at it, Clinton cut the exact same amount of federal programs that Donald Trump did. The exact same amount, not one off. And guess what? We made motherfucking Bill Clinton a goddamn god, and we made Donald Trump a monster.
That's because Bill Clinton got some heat.
We're not even over.
You a goddamn lie, man.
Bill
We
Clinton.
immortalized Bill Clinton, man. Mr. Cigar himself. Shout out to Bill Clinton being a freak.
Damn.
Right, because he
Bill
had
Clinton got some heat.
Monica
Clinton
Lewinsky,
shit
where you at,
stink,
baby?
too.
That, hey, and that's what did it, because Bill Clinton,
We thought he was a nigga because he could play saxophone, he'd dance.
yeah,
Nah, Bill was still a white man playing a white man's
Yep.
game in his politics.
and he
man.
still was ran by
by
the
another
Rodmans.
motherfucker.
By the Rodmans.
Well,
Rothschilds.
Rothschilds.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah, Rothschild.
them. So you know,
Yeah, so you know it's all a big man. When you listen, man, what are you prepared to do to change culture? What are you what are you personally prepared? No, this is what every black man needs to ask himself. What are you personally prepared to do, and are you ready to die for whatever you say?
I am, and I stockpile. I am, and I stockpile.
And are you out here actually trying to help change people?
But that's what things
Because I
like
do.
that's what things,
I know I do.
That's what times
Definitely.
I do.
like this come in, because when I leave here, I take the same information and take this to my people on my side of town, and I share the same information. And it's so crazy. True story. I'm in the gym this morning, early this morning. I'm in the
I
gym.
just talked to him when they come.
and a guy ran up on me and said, "Hey man, I love your podcast." Me and this guy have never spoken a day in my life.
What up, son?
I didn't even know the guy knew who I was. He said, "Man, I look at third best door, man. You don't know. You would help me out in so many ways, man." He said, "Y'all panel." He said, "Y'all be having crazy shit going on." He said, "But I think that would make it so good."
It's all about,
And
you
it's
touch somebody.
crazy because I had to say, "Hey, bro, what's your name?" And it was dope because I got a chance to meet a brother that I didn't know. Like, you know what I'm saying? And able to fellowship with him. And that is a brother I speak to every day, and that's building unity. See, that's how you do called building blocks. We use things to pull each other together, and we start building blocks together and find out what his vision is and what his understanding is. And I find out what my understanding is. And we find out how to put these understandings together and build a block. And take that block, and that's why I love blockchain so much, because it's taking one block and building chains. Blockchain. That's how we have to do the black community and the black unity movement. We have to start with me and Cordy. Cordy grab Rambo. Rambo, you grab Black. Black, you grab the next black man sitting over there. We grab his black sister right here. We reproduce with this black sister, and we start having young princes and princesses, and we raise them in the ways that we should have governed our own life, because now we know better.
Yeah.
See, now we know better that we can actually put the right information into these children. Like when I had Lil Sean, man,
So that's
and
how
Quan
we
and
did.
them, I didn't have the information I have now.
We all give.
I couldn't be a good father because I didn't know how to be a father. I didn't know how to be a leader and a man to the black community. I didn't know how to instill, hey son, you a young black king in training. I didn't know how to instill that in them because I didn't understand it myself.
Yeah, too young.
I was too young, dumb, full of cum. But now I can teach him how to be the most magnificent king ever. So I do understand. You know, when you like, man, I can be a better father now. When you first had your daughter, your youngest, and when you first had Zay, and how excited you was, like, man, I could train her to be the perfect wife. Yeah. I didn't understand what you were saying at that moment, but I understood it.
Yeah.
So now to see the development in Zay over these years and how she talk, and even how y'all play, and the bond, it's gonna be hard for a young man to get over her. Cause
He definitely agree with me on my statement. Then
she know
he
what love
definitely
feels
agree
like.
with me when I say
What?
the whole family thing.
That's what I said.
Yeah, you definitely.
That's what I
agree.
said, because
yeah,
now they know what love feels like. So another young boy can't come in and manipulate her about her draws at a young age.
Absolutely.
Because, like, nigga, you crazy. I know what love feel like. My daddy love me, king.
You know what I'm saying?
You know,
and I know where
I
you
know
can
I'm a
and can't
queen.
touch me at.
Yeah, I know
You
I'm a
dig
queen.
things like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My daddy done already taught me.
She
I'm
ain't
not
going
supposed to
for
get touched, sir.
Right. She ain't going away. She gonna tell it.
Yep.
Daddy, this one right here, cause daddy's Superman to her.
You know what I'm
But
saying?
I seen it firsthand with my daddy and my sisters. I seen how my daddy was Superman and them. He could do no wrong. My daddy might have been a dog ass dog, motherfucker.
Yeah.
But in front of his girls, he was a motherfucking super daddy.
Yeah.
And hey, big shout out to Lindsey Caldwell, man. You did your thing, film.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because he raised
Big
thorough
Papi.
girls. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, when you look at it, you know what I'm saying? You look at the reality of it is that you want to see that family love and bonding. My parents were married in their 20s. So that's what I go off of. Like I said, my grandparents married in their teens. So I would have loved to keep that cycle going because that was a beautiful cycle. You know what I'm saying?
So if you could tell somebody in their 20s, would you tell them to get married, not get
Well,
married?
I did already. My son, my younger son married on your same anniversary, and he asked me, he said, "Dad,
How old was he?
25."
25.
Okay.
Yep, he just celebrated his second year anniversary. Big shout out to two.
Two.
Baby boy.
And what happened?
And you know, he was just on some. He said, "Dad, you know, what do you think about marriage?" And we talked about it. I said, "Man, I think marriage is a beautiful thing." He said, "Well, Dad, why you ain't married no more?" I said, "Because my understanding wasn't the understanding that you got about marriage." He said, "What you mean by that, Dad?" I said, "I thought pimping was the right thing to do because I seen so many things with my uncles, and I seen the other side of my dad. Big shout out again to Poppy. I seen the other side. He didn't show the girls. He showed me what it was on a man's tip and how men play. So I thought the more women that you got and the more you know what I'm saying, the more women, the more women that you brought in or harvested, the more the man you became.
Yeah.
See, I was in the wrong mindset and I was in the wrong perspective of what it really took to be a husband.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when I look back on it now, is that I went into marriage with the wrong idea of what it takes to be married.
Yeah.
So I'll take a lot of responsibility because at the end of the day, it's on the man to run the responsibility of the household. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't live up to my standard of being that man because I didn't run that household the way I should have because I was too busy and concerned about what I was and who I impressed with my peers.
Yeah.
So since I was trying to impress my peers, I wasn't putting the work into my household.
That goes into well, it's something similar to. Do you think what you saw, what you was around, made you how you are?
I definitely know it had a big influence in it.
Yeah.
Big influence on me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it have a big influence on you.
We all experienced that, and that's what made me even ask that question when I was talking. I was end up talking to my kids one day, and I was asking my sons, and I got 3 of them, and it's like, hey, don't nobody think about getting married early? And they literally is like, what? You know what I'm saying? It's just that, hey, they don't see it. It was like they saw no reason to get married early.
But what example did they have?
You know what I'm saying?
So if you don't have
what example?
You got to think. Even though my parents got married, even though my parents did get married early and had an early marriage, my mom, you know what I'm saying, rest in peace, Mama, love you. She died early, so I didn't get to see how it all played out.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So that's where my brokenness came in at, and I had a lot of trauma inside myself that I had to deal with, and I had to understand that really I thought I was so sad because my mother had died and left me. But really, I was mad at my mother because she didn't finish. She didn't finish the job she started within me. So really, when I thought it was sadness and pain and hurt from a place of pain and hurt, it really was a place of anger. Yeah. And I really was upset with her, and I had to realize I had to forgive her too.
Yep.
Forgive her for dying on me early, and forgive her for not giving me finishing that nurturing, which now I understand as I become more of a man. God does everything for reasons. Yep. And when I look at it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we figured that part out later.
I figured out that I probably would have been a pussy-ass nigga. She stayed alive because I was a mama's boy. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know that, but you know what I'm saying? First coming up, I was a big-time mama's boy, and women could do no wrong. But see, with daddy finishing the game of raising me, I understand now, which now from a man's perspective, I understand how a man has to keep his foot on the neck of the family. He has to keep his foot stern and be fair, but stern. Yeah. And now I understand, like, you know what I'm saying, if the Creator ever blesses me to cross that threshold again and go into a bliss of marriage, I know now from day one that I'm going to keep my foot on the family's neck. And the reason being is because once you allow the family to get too loose, they start thinking they the goose. And before I allow that to happen, man, you know, I'm gonna go ahead and keep that foot on the neck.
And it just flat out strengthens our families. You know what I'm saying? Flat out, you trying to strengthen absolutely, and you want your heritage, your legacy to absolutely,
that's right.
Absolutely. So we need to do more of that, and that's why I believed in.
I say wait.
Yep, and you say wait.
But, see,
but I agree with, you know what I'm saying, not doing nothing too soon, being ready.
Early marriage also gives you more and more time to understand marriage. And to teach those of underneath you the same process. So it's just like the life insurance policy thing, right? When you have life insurance policy, you strengthen the family economically. Because, you know, one thing for certain, two things for sure, everybody got to fucking die. Mm-hmm. The difference is in the white community, in the white family, they teach life insurance policies. Whole life, term life. So they teach
and
how
all
to build.
Trust with
They teach you how to build wealth. And once that wealth is built, then they teach you how to govern the wealth, whether it's stocks, whether it's bonds, whether it's property. Things that we don't teach our own children. A lot of things that I know me and this man learned about real estate, we learned talking to each other in the barbershop.
Absolutely.
Talking to one another, like, man, what you think about this? Man, I don't know, man, but I got this Italian dude. And he kind of like Ric Flair. I can hook you up with this bro. And I'm like, damn, you know, I know these plumbers over here. He's like, okay, I got these electrics over here.
They fed each other,
though. We wouldn't talk about our parents. Our dads were both successful men and were men, but
they wasn't on there.
They didn't teach us that.
No.
Because they didn't know.
They didn't know how to roll this shit down.
Now,
I already understand that, buddy.
Now I reach out and talk to my boys. I be like, hey, y'all need to get some property, man. They ain't gonna never be able to make no more of that shit. Once it's gone, it's gone. You know, I'm able to teach lessons that I wasn't able to be taught because our fathers and our ancestors didn't know. It don't make them bad people. They just didn't know. And they didn't know because they wasn't taught.
Just didn't know.
All they was taught is about Big Mom and that Bible.
Yep.
That's what they was taught. Big Mom and the Bible.
I hold no resentment.
And everybody got sugar.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got sugar in your blood, man.
Yeah.
You know, they were taught a whole bunch of negative ways of doing things. They were taught how to get diabetes, how to get high blood pressure, because they taught them how to cook with high lard and high fat and how this and how that.
I thought that was something we figured out.
Well, we figured out. We figured out what got us this way.
Because we was so resourceful with shit.
Well, we were so resourceful because that's the thing, the scraps that they made sure we had. Because they knew what they wanted in the future. They wanted us to be the #1 pharmaceutical takers in the world. So how do you do that? You start prepping a person and training a person and leaving only these few things for them to use to make a tool for them to have to use to cook and prepare meals for their kids. And so now you get all these kids addicted to what? The #1 drug in the world, sugar. It ain't heroin, ain't cocaine.
Marijuana.
Ain't fentanyl, ain't marijuana. It's sugar.
Marijuana.
So when you leave people with nothing to use but sugar and something, get what our people gonna do. I ain't gonna let my kids go hungry. So I'm gonna figure out how to make that sugar work with these sweet potatoes. I'm gonna figure out how to make this sugar work with these high drained noodles and cornbread and this and that. And so maybe not today or tomorrow, but down a generation or so, everybody come out gonna be diabetic. Not because they talking about, man, diabetes is hereditary. No, it's because how you learned how to eat and how you was taught how to eat. If you reprogram yourself how to eat and how to do things, all these diseases that we have will disappear. But we have to go back to eating the way that the ancestors ate and how your teeth was designed. All you gotta do is eat according to your teeth.
Really?
You eat according to your teeth, and then what? You heal yourself. But you have to be willing to eat according to your teeth.
What you mean, eat according to my teeth?
What are your teeth? Are your teeth
fangs?
Right? If you go outside right now, if you chase down a cow right now, could you bite that cow and rip its skin and digest that meat without cooking it?
Hell yeah.
No, you couldn't. You couldn't take I got $10,000. Say you couldn't rip the flesh of a live animal. If we go catch it right now,
go see it.
You can't rip the flesh, and you ain't gonna even be able to stomach it. You
I'm
ain't gonna be able to stomach it.
I'm down to try.
And guess what? You gonna
$10,000. I'm down to try.
I would love to see it. I got
$10,000. I'm down to try.
Cameras, I would love to see.
I know that's right.
$10,000. I'm down to try.
Okay, you down to
try.
try.
Was $10,000. This nigga was like, I'm just trying that shit.
Hey, but guess what though? The whole honesty.
We could just go by the highway. You can try to bite one of them dead deers.
Why would I? No.
Take it easy, fellas. Let's take it easy.
But the difference. What I say is, let's say we catch yours live. You catch the motherfucker and you bite the motherfucker turn around and bite your motherfucker ass, man. You got it, because you got to remember, I want you to just use your teeth to kill it. And then your teeth to eat in the process.
Well, I mean, because I know where I have to bite it at.
Where?
His throat.
You got to bite on his throat.
Yeah, I'm going to have to kill him. I have to suffocate it. Yeah, but a cow, I know my mouth ain't big enough to do that.
Thank
But I
you.
would try that.
That's what I'm trying to tell you, bro. So if your teeth is not designed to handle that kill with just your teeth, maybe you do that Leo line, he gonna go there and fuck that cow up.
Like that.
Like I'm gonna rip that bitch to shreds. The hyena gonna rip that bitch to shreds. But
No
you know what
doubt.
your teeth would rip to shreds? Fruits, vegetables. That's what you should be eating.
I do. I ain't.
No,
saying
but that's
I-
all you should be eating. Yeah, that's
That's
the head gonna drop. I know the reality of it is.
You're,
When you learn, but you gotta do better. That's why people don't want to wake the fuck up. That's why people don't want to.
I ain't saying like.
It sounds
you
like
know I
you're
know.
suggesting
Like,
we shouldn't be eating meat.
I
Like-
don't think that we should be eating nothing that our teeth can't grind up without cooking.
To be honest, like I know,
Grind
Grind up
I'm
without
without cooking.
like when I say like
I
I'm
see
woke,
what you're trying to say.
I'm just
and
that
see
bad
how you're trying to
motherfucker that
compare
just
it to
think like,
animals.
yeah,
'Cause animals
I
don't
know
cook
this
their
ain't
food
right,
and stuff
but
like
Animals
that.
don't cook their food.
They don't cook their food. They don't
So
cook
should
their
you
food.
be eating anything
Yeah,
that
but
you
so
had?
lion cookout.
Should you be eating anything that nature says that's not how you live?
I'm a different type of animal because I can think and create.
Okay, but before
I'm
there
a
was
different
a stove,
kinda-
let's go back to the caveman day. Before there was a stove,
What caveman days?
the days of our ancestors.
Before it was stolen.
Before there was stoves,
We
how
did
they-
not
they-
evolve
they
from
call-
monkeys.
they called
I didn't say-
Neanderthals.
I didn't say.
They
Okay,
called
I'm saying before
Neanderthals.
there were-
They called
before there were fire.
they called Neanderthals.
Okay,
How did you eat?
Neanderthals.
How did you eat, my guy?
Neanderthals.
We're 0% Neanderthal, just for the record.
How did you eat?
how
Everybody
did
jumping off
we
the
eat,
subject. How did you eat before you cooked?
But I
They
Go
they
grab. Let's
end
go
up
grab a
heating
steak
up-
from the store then.
They
And
end
let
up
y'all
heating
eat.
up things.
Huh?
They end up making fires.
No,
and
but
cooking.
before though, bro, we know they did, but we saying before, how did we eat? This scientifically proven already.
Vegetation.
Vegetation, that's what they had to eat off
Okay.
of, bro. Seaweed and shit and all type of shit. Kelp.
Okay.
All the shit we eat now, sea moss.
So
Okay.
we was grazing like cats.
It's coming
Okay.
back. Yeah, because that's why our teeth are made to.
For
You gotta
okay.
think, you could grab
okay.
any fruit and you could destroy that motherfucker with your teeth. A watermelon, you bite right into it. People say, can you? Go try it. Bite right into it. Your teeth was made, or you could bust it open, then eat the inside fruit. Like you don't need no knife, no forks, no stove. This is what you was made and designed to eat and created to eat, bro. This is the passion of life. But we eat dead food, so that's why we die. That's why we die the way we die, because we're eating all this dead food. But you start eating living food, that's, you know why the lion grows so strong, so fast? Because he eat living food. When he kills something, he kills it and eats it. He kills it and eats it. When we eat that fruit, you're killing it when you break it open. And then you're eating aliveness.
Right.
You're eating
Right.
the essence of life.
Yeah. I understand what you're saying.
You're not eating the essence of
I
life,
understand what
peanuts
you're
and shit in the grocery store, bro.
We're not. We're not.
Nigga, that shit spray painted and everything. That shit
It's spray painted, manufactured. It's
So
on
all
the
I'm
whole
saying-
assembly
all
line.
I'm saying is,
I understand that, and
I'm
I
not
agree with
saying-
that.
I'm not saying that man's not gonna indulge in some pleasures of the world. I'm not saying man's not going to. But shouldn't you try to keep it as close to nature as possible?
Wouldn't it be nice to dial it back a little bit? is what
That's
you're
all I'm
saying.
saying. Wouldn't it be nice to go back and mess with a little fish or something here and there? You know, the Mediterranean diet. That was the first diet man ever had. Because the first thing ever, the first
we're
meat,
spoiled.
the first meat ever cooked, period, was fish. It wasn't chicken, it wasn't
I'm
lamb,
going
it wasn't
fishing
cow,
tomorrow.
it was fish.
Y'all gonna catch
Because
me on the river tomorrow.
Fish was
It
the
was fish.
easiest way to cook. When we first got fired, fish was the easiest way to cook. Because they didn't have a skillet, so they put the fish on the wood and turned it. And then that's when they learned, like, damn, we put everything on this wood. But they learned with fish. So if I'm saying that we're going to do things that constitute, we're trying to get back to the purest form of man, in the most ingenious form of man, we have to get back to the rawest form of man, the rawest form of nature. We're out of sync with nature and wonder why the world isn't working for us. The reason the world's not working for us is because we out of sync. Man is supposed to be with woman. No disrespect to the gay community at all, but man and woman was created for one another. Woman wasn't created for woman, and man wasn't created for man. Now, here again, you can indulge in what you indulge in. I'm not knocking nobody.
Absolutely.
But what I'm saying is, you have to be honest. You have to be very, very honest with yourself and say, why are we out of tap with nature? And it's because of the choices that we make as men ourselves. You know, because just like men who cheat on their wives, that's a choice you make, man. You could be a better husband. You could be a better example for your boys and your daughters. But on some weak shit, we as men, and me myself included, have cheated on the counter partner because my mindset was, this is what men do. This is man shit right here.
That's us to conquer.
But he grew up under pimping.
I grew up under pimping.
I didn't grow up under pimping.
You know,
Right.
but I idolize some of the things that I've seen him do with his wife, and I applaud, man. You know what, man? Hold on, man. Let me get
I don't
this
think
man.
I
Let me get this man. Hold on 1 second. Because he showed me in so many words that when he was like, we talking one day, we just having a general conversation, talking about sex shit, and I was like, man, you know what I'm saying, blah, 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 threesome. He said, man, I've never had one of those. And he said it's so easy. Like, you know, I'm like, damn, that's it, big dog. You know, money been getting all these years, and the popular guy you was, you never had a. He said, no, sir.
No.
I said, man, damn. So we talking, and he's like, man, you know, I was like, man, you know, you ain't never. He like, no. I said, you ain't never. He said, nah, I ain't never cut nothing, man. My wife is my girlfriend. That's that. He said, that's the only motherfucker I'm gonna cheat with is her.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna make her do this and do that. We start laughing. I'm like, boy, your dad says I like the pipes in you, so we laughing about it. He said, but yeah, I don't cheat. He said, I don't need to. He said, she everything I need.
Yeah,
And I'm sitting there like,
no doubt.
I was mind blown. Like you know how you get punched drunk, you know how you get hit with this thing, and you like trying to get your balance back.
Because of who it was, you just knew.
I just knew.
Figured it could have been something. Yep.
Because this is my dog. But everything, you know, when you see a book, you better stop judging by a cover, because that book can teach you some shit that you didn't know. And I learned so much from him, just on some man shit. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to Chris. You know what I'm saying? I see you, First Lady. You got your one. You know what I'm saying? You got your one pimple. You know, so when you look at it, you know, you just say to yourself, like, damn, I can learn something from this brother. I can learn, you know, the way I learned to grow up was bullshit. Like he said, I grew up with pimps and players. My uncles and them were straight pimps and players, and they, man, you got to have you mud hoes and whoop, 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 whoop. And I'm like, man, you right, man. You right on. You right, cuz. You right there. Yeah. Because they were programmed, so they programmed me because that's what they knew.
And you were intrigued.
And I was intrigued by the Cadillacs and the jewelry and all these badass chicks in these little bitty hot pants, as they called them, and all this old jigging and legging.
We all was.
You know, so that was the shit days, to me. Buddy. So I tried to be something, live up to a quota that was bullshit anyway. That shouldn't really had existed because it wasn't real. You know what I'm saying?
To me, that like looking at Temple, it was entertaining to see.
It was very.
Yeah.
It was very entertaining.
And I didn't grow up like that. I didn't grow up thinking about having a lot of women. But I ain't grow up thinking about getting married either. But it wasn't.
He had sex and he got married.
Beautiful thing. See what I'm saying? Like that's
right, Ray.
Yep, babe. I hope my wife is listening.
Yeah.
But that's crazy beautiful. But that's crazy beautiful though. Like I wish I didn't know what sex was. I didn't know what sex was till I got married because I would have had nothing to judge.
Right.
I would have only judged just being my wife. You know what I'm saying?
See, we didn't grow up like that. You know what I'm
saying?
saying?
I know. I'm saying, but
you know what I'm saying?
Oh, you okay with it, bro?
What's wrong?
Look, because of shit he said.
Nothing.
It was a couple days before I got married.
Oh my God. Damn.
It wasn't until I got married. It was just a couple days.
Oh, fuck. God. Hey, damn. Oh, my
Hopefully
God.
I got married at 16 or 15 or something.
I hope so.
Hopefully.
God damn.
Hopefully that. Nope. I've been married 2.5 years.
Yeah.
Man.
Now you got 3 kids though.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, but even still, you even like, I couldn't even hold out for motherfucking 7 days, cause 7 days I was done.
But because you know what's pussy
is. Did you fight it? The 7th day, did you fight or did you lay down?
Oh, I ain't gonna say I laid down. But man, it was.
What made it so hard? You was already ready to give up. You was waiting on any excuse to give up.
You know what though? That's time, fellas. It's gonna have to be 2 beat your teams, man. We're gonna have to say this battle right here. We back in the ring, man, on Wednesday, man. But we be hanging out with these bad guys right here. You know what I'm saying?
Man, we appreciate y'all, man, having us come, man, come to y'all spot.
Anytime.
We gonna come in.
Combination,
we gonna
what
come
you
and rip
think?
y'all spot up, man. You know what I'm saying?
Liquor
We got
therapy, no doubt.
that big millionaire coming to the
Coming
scene,
soon,
man. We
coming
just,
soon. Love is love. Wolfpack.
Yeah,
Wolfpack fam.
Hey,
Wolfpack family.
man,
ain't no doubt,
He
bro. You know
fucking
we
with
gonna try to
He
roll
fucking
them
with
jewels,
me,
man.
laughing at
Drop
me
them
over
gems,
here.
okay? Big motherfucking
Yeah.
Matt E. Books. If y'all haven't went and got the
Love,
books,
y'all.
man,
I love all y'all,
go comp
man.
the books, man. Matt E. Books, man. I'm talking about some of the best shit I done read, man. That
Yes,
brother straight from my
sir.
neighborhood, man, like a big brother to me, next door neighbor, forever. Man, Matty Books, man. If you ain't read any of his series, it's crazy, bro. He was dropping names like DMX before DMX, man. Check out the books, I'm telling you. Real stuff. But hey, check it out, y'all. Look at therapy, man. We finna get up out of here, man. I hope y'all got something from tonight. Man, come back and check us out on Wednesday, man. We got a very, very intense show. Gonna start at 7. Man, y'all better be ready for it because it's going to be nothing short of spectacular. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, man, we're going to sing y'all out with a ding and a song, and we out. Hey, man, big shout out to my man. You know who it is. Mr. G.O. Davis back by Popular Man one more time, man. That peanut butter, baby.